Ever wondered what it's like to travel Western Australia in a camper van? Well, you have clicked on the right video. I'm Dane, a 29-year-old from the UK who is here to inspire you to travel the world. My love of travel has brought me to Australia, where I've been exploring rainforest, the outback, and of course those gorgeous beaches on the west coast. Last week we set off from Perth and had a taste of those crystal blue waters. Oh, and my first jellyfish sting. This week I show you all the best spots to hit up on the drive down to Albany. Spoiler alert, the weather gets bad and things get a little bit weird.
Okay, this is crazy.
The giant tingle tree had a girth.
It's gonna get inside the tingle tree.
See if we make it out alive. Good morning guys, from Hamelin Bay. We're starting off this part of the trip at Hamelin Bay, which is right at the bottom of the south coast before we sort of go east toward places like Denmark, Albany, and finally stopping off at Esperance, which is going to be our final destination on this southwest road trip. Southwest coast road trip. Hamelin Bay is one of the more impressive stops on the southwest coast because in these waters here, there are stingrays that come right up close to shore. So at the moment we've just arrived, I can't see any, but I can see a group of people over there. So I'm hoping that there'll be some stingrays there. Not that I'm gonna stroke it or anything, but it's still kind of cool to see. I think I was right. We've just walked up to where the group of people are and there is loads of stingers in the water. So I think I'm gonna get my GoPro out and see if you guys can see it under the water because this is really cool. They are so close to shore. I will say if you come here, be respectful of the animals, obviously. This is their natural environment. Don't go poking them and stuff. There were people touching them and I was like, I don't think you should be doing that, mate. It's just really cool to see sea life in its natural environment. Oh, I'm gonna get out of the water now, I think, and send the drone up, see if we can see anything else. Right, so one of the first stops of this part of the trip is Jewel Cave. I'm not quite sure why there are so many caves in the southwest region, but we're going to explore one of them, which is Jewel Cave. So we better get a move on because we got like 10 minutes. So we have started the cave tour. Apparently this is the biggest cave in Western Australia. As we stepped into the chamber of this cave, this is what we saw. It was mind-blowing. Some of what you can see here is the roots of the trees from above. It was discovered in 1957 by a guy called Cliff. Now Cliff agreed to be lowered into the cave and that's when this underground beauty was discovered. I don't know about you, but if I was Cliff, I would not agree to be lowered into a big dark cave. The patterns and shapes and this place is very impressive. Oh my god. There's less oxygen down there, hence why I can't breathe properly. We've just walked up so many stairs and I'm happy to be out. So that was the Jewel Cave and it was honestly very impressive. For $24, you can see a nice slice of history. There are over 100 different caves in the area. There's about 4 or 6, I think, operated that you can pay a fee to go in on a guided tour. You can't actually walk around yourself, but the guide tells lots of stories and everything. But it was so impressive because it was literally like ceiling, wall, the whole thing was completely covered in crystals and I've just never seen anything that impressive before. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the Jewel one. Apparently it's the biggest one in the southwest region. Time for lunch. Let's go! It's a bit of a rainy one this morning. It's actually raining a lot today. This is the first day in a week that it's rained, so we can't really complain. Yesterday was a very long day. I don't know if you know, but Australia is a very big country to travel, and this is why you need things like a camper van, you need a rental car, because you're just gonna get the most out of your trip. We attempted to drive to Denmark, but do you know what? The roads were just going on forever. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was like the roads just looked the same. There was just more trees and more roads, and there were points where like we didn't see another car for like an hour. It was crazy. So last night we decided to camp at Walpole. This is the jetty area here, so it's kind of like a pond lake, but it's also the ocean, so I'm not quite sure. There's lots of kangaroo poo on the floor. Yesterday when we arrived, there was literally about 20 kangaroos jumping down here, so I would definitely recommend this as a nice quiet place to stay. Me and Aline slept really well. I'm just gonna avoid all this kangaroo poo and have a little walk down the jetty. Down the jetty, mate. We have some pelican friends down there. Oh my god, they're huge. I can't show you some kangaroos, but I can show you some more cool things. So let's get on the road, people. People, you guys, friends, buddies, pals, whatever you want to say. Let's go. So, it is raining a little bit this morning, but we have come to Valley of the Giants. Is that what it's called? Valley of the Giants treetop walk before we head down into Albany and Denmark. So got a little coffee, had a nice little cookie, had a nice little I can't talk, had a nice little cookie. I'm just gonna get inside the Tingle Tree car. So last night we stayed in Walpole and we drove past a hotel this morning called Tingle All Over. Bit sexual in my opinion. And we've just come to the giant tingle tree, which was loved to death. The giant tingle tree had a girth of 24 meters. It was a big old tree trunk. It's a lot of sexual vibes going on in this little town. I really like doing activities like this because they're nice and chill, just going for a nice treetop walk. Because it's been raining, it is a bit slippery, so it's a bit sketchy. And I don't know if you can see this, the bridge is wobbling a little bit. So it looks like we're higher than we are. I thought we might be about 100 meters above the ground, but we're only 40 meters above. But these trees can grow even taller, up to 70 meters. The good old tingle trees. I can't help but feel a bit disappointed with the weather right now. We've come to Green Pools and Elephant Rock and it's raining. Apparently this is one of the best places on the Southwest road trip. So I don't think the water's gonna look so amazing right now, but if it's okay conditions, I might have a little swim. Weather is the one thing you can never predict when traveling. My advice to you, embrace it. Expectation versus reality. It does look stunning, but it would be even more stunning if the skies were blue today. This part is called Elephant Rock because the rocks look like elephants. I don't know if you can see that in the videos. I've seen pictures of this before online, so I was excited to come here. It's a shame it's raining, otherwise I would go swimming. We're only halfway through this Southwest coast trip and I can already say that I would do it all over again because there's just been so many amazing spots. So I'm sure I'll definitely come back to Green Pool one day when the sky is nice and blue. But for now, I think it's time to have a little dip. This is Dane versus Green Pools. Let's go. Definitely worth going in, even though it's very windy. It's very cold, but in a refreshing sort of way. It's kind of like when we was at the Injidup natural spa the other day, so it didn't even feel like that salty. Like I've just got out and my body feels kind of clean. So yeah, I'm glad I went in, but it'd be nice if it was like crystal blue skies, because I think this little bay area would just look amazing. We are at the Gap and the Bridge. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But there is a little story over there that says that the guy Stephen climbed down there, God knows why, and then a wave came in and took him out to sea. Luckily rescued by a boat, but I cannot imagine falling in that sea, especially in this part of Australia, because it's pretty remote. That could have been the end of poor Stephen, but it wasn't. So that was the bridge. This is the Gap. Such dramatic names. Let me know down below if you can, if you know why it's called the Gap. Oh, this is crazy! Wow. So that was the Gap. Really cool, kind of scary to look down in the water, because I'm like, well, there's nothing stopping my phone from falling out my pocket and going down the Gap, in the Gap. Yeah, definitely worth coming to check it out. It's a shame that there's no nice sunset right now. It's kind of a bit windy. Actually it's very windy here because of the location of the Gap, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna rain. So I think we're gonna head to the wind farm before setting up one of our first free kind of bush campsites, I want to say. We've driven up to the Stirling Ranges, which is just outside Albany. It's only like 8 PM. We need to make dinner, and we've camped at the side of this road at this free camp. If you're traveling Australia, definitely download Wiki Camps. Bunch of free campsites on there. It tells you reviews, a few pictures. It's just really dark. Come look at this. I mean, you can't see much right now, but it is literally pitch freaking black. And now it's time to attempt to make dinner in a van. So in our last van, we had a really good tap, but this is the tap situation. It's really annoying. Don't be concerned about that, we're just boiling water for tea. This tastes amazing. Pesto, pasta, onion, courgette or zucchini if you're Australian, and mushroom. And you could not taste that it was made in a car park. Good morning guys, from the absolute middle of nowhere. So we arrived here last night and it was pitch black. It was actually kind of scary. So this is where we've woken up this morning. I thought I'd give you a quick little look before we head on, so you can see what free camping in Australia looks like, literally at the side of a road. I would rate this sleep a 10 out of 10. It was by the side of the road, but it was so quiet. It was nice and cozy. And then I woke up this morning, poked my little head out the window, and I could just see this beautiful little farmland. So I've just been in bed reading, which is just so nice. This is why I love van life. I really just want to do van life for like a full year one day. Let's see if I do this. I'm gonna cut to some footage of us doing the Bluff knoll hike. I'm just gonna enjoy the hike, get a few clips, so I'll put that in here and I will see you guys tonight. The Bluff knoll hike is based in the Stirling Ranges National Park in Western Australia. It has a total distance of 6.8 kilometres and is classed as a grade 4 hike, meaning it's on the difficult side. The peak is 1100 metres above the sea level. I found it a very good but challenging hike. It's pretty much all up the stairs, which made it more difficult. I was absolutely knackered afterwards. And about an hour into the hike, the clouds suddenly covered the peak and it got very windy.
Okay, this is crazier.
Well friends, that is where I finished this leg of the adventure. I think the last time I saw you, I was just about to do the Bluff knoll hike. It was certainly worth it. It was very challenging. It took me 2 hours and 40 minutes. I, for some reason, got a big burst of energy and decided to run down like a crazy person. And then we've been pretty much chilling the last couple of days. The weather has not been the best. Make sure you hit subscribe, tune in to Phil next time. I'm not even talking correctly because I've been driving all day, I'm tired. But yeah, this is our kind of creepy campsite. So we needed a place to stay tonight and I was looking on Wiki Camps. It's another 2 hours to Esperance. We're kind of tired, it's 5 o'clock. So we thought, let's just stop here. And yeah, this is camp for tonight. So tune in to the next video to see if we make it out alive. It smells really nice down here, doesn't it? Let's start this again. Very beautiful and where I... Oh, it's a bit loud.